Hello, hello. It's Sarah here today, and my husband says I need to do more videos, so here I am. Kids are in bed. I do a lot of my work at night, and I have an order here for a very bright bouquet that needed to incorporate some peonies. So I have peonies, Siberian iris. I have one anemone. I have some yellow roses, and I have some of the ranunculus that I grew and harvested earlier today. So it's kind of a mix of things that I purchased from the wholesaler and things that I grew myself. So for this arrangement, I'm going to use a clear vase. And I know that you can't see the top, and if I tip it, I'm going to lose some water maybe. But if you see there, I have a tape grid. And the purpose of the tape grid is so that when I put these greens in, this is seeded eucalyptus, and it tends to be a little bit floppy. This little pattern on top here will keep my stems from flopping. So I already have these cut down to size, so not as much cutting today, just because I already have this all set up just to be able to put together real fast in front of you. So there's my green space. I mentioned this before. The purpose of having a green space is so that you create this frame for your flowers, and as well as the tape grid and the greens together will help hold my flowers in place. So the first thing I'm going to start with is my larger flowers and my Siberian iris. And the purpose of that is because these larger flowers, we'll start with the iris. Siberian iris tend to last longer than the normal iris that you might see in the side of the road, which I love, by the way. I do love my iris, but these last longer, so I'm going to use these. And they are bright. I tend to work in odd numbers, so I've got 5 Siberian iris here. And because I've cross-hatched these greens so that they all kind of come together in the center, I have a little hole that you can't see right in the middle of these greens. So I can put this stem right in the middle of there, and it's not going to tip. And this wouldn't be possible if it weren't for that tape grid and then the green space holding that in place. So that is that trick to keep your flowers from all flopping out to the side. So the next I have some gorgeous peonies, and I'm going to put these, I've got 3 of them, again working with odd numbers, and I already cut them down to size. And that guy is going to keep you from seeing a lot, so I'm actually going to turn this for a second. So that's what we're working with so far. Very, very bright. And then I always like to use buds too, and there's a couple of reasons why. One, they add a unique texture to it. 2, after these are done, because peonies don't have a fantastic vase life, but after these are done, these buds are going to open. And if they don't, they still look really cute in here. Plus, I've left a little bit of foliage on the top, and that's going to help fill in some of the blank space in here. And that's going to help me keep more of my flowers from moving around in this space, especially since this is one that I will be delivering for a birthday. Let me clean up my mess here. And that's all I have pre-cut. So I think I'm going to do some yellow roses next. I just have 3 of these, and that's fine. I'm just going to a little bit more yellow. There's yellow in the center of these peonies. So I'm going to use this bright yellow rose because then it's going to pick up that yellow in that peony. It's going to go together well. So even though these are bright colors and we're kind of got a big palette going on here with lots of bright colors, they're still going to tie in together. And these are going to be a nice bright pop. Got stems flying all over. And I think I've showed this to you before too. I often will hold up a flower to the rest of the bouquet to see how long to cut that stem. And that one was too long, so I shortened it. It is still too long. So I'm going to shorten it another 1/2 inch here. Poke him in. This one's definitely be a little bit of a looser style. It's not going to be super tight. I wanted to have a little bit of airiness to it. That tends to be the style I gravitate towards. I can do pretty much any style I see a picture of especially, and I can do it. This is the one I tend to do naturally. I'm put in my anemone. Oh gosh, she's so pretty. I wish you could see this. See if I can turn it. That's one I grew. That anemone is so pretty. Okay, let's see here. What else I have in my bucket? Some more yellow. I'm not even sure what these are, but they're a small filler flower. And when I'm cutting these, I'm going to see if there's any pieces that are broken or need to be trimmed off. And I'm going to tuck them right in there. And these are a nice ball shape too, so I have some different textures in here. Here. Trying to think, what are we missing here? Not a whole lot. Oh, that's right. I was going to put in some ranunculus. Alright, so we got some filler in there. And again, with the angle of my phone, it's kind of hard to see sometimes, but I'm looking at it from above, but let's tuck one in right here. Now you can kind of see him. There we go. Ranunculus. Gonna step out of the picture for a minute. I harvested just a handful of these earlier today. These I started back in, January, late January, early February. So I have been growing these. When they first start blooming, I name them, but now I finally have enough where I no longer have to name them. Let's see here. My sister says that I should name my Lisianthus Betty flowers because I usually call them Lizzies, and Beth is a nickname for Elizabeth. So, I don't know. Some of these are still in the bud form, but again, I'm going to use them anyway because they should open. Even if they don't, they still add something. This is a nice one too because it still has a lot of green on there. And that helps give support to the center of that because I want the greens to be lower than the flowers because I don't want them to dominate this bouquet. I want the brightness to come up through the top, but I need some of those lower leaves so that they kind of hold things in place because this is going to go into my van and I don't want it tipping. I have some deep red, or I'm sorry, deep purple. Gosh, I'm tired. Ranunculus too, and poke these in here, just a little something. And this is all set to go, and I will bring this out tomorrow. So sometimes my ordering kind of throws people off because I'm working on my website, and one of the things I'm having a hard time figuring out is how to post pictures for people to just be able to order from. But the way that it works right now is I grow a lot of my own flowers. I'm able to purchase whatever I need, especially if I have some advance notice. And what I usually have people do is tell me, okay, if you're picking it up, then just the price of the bouquet, if there's delivery, where does it go to, figure out what delivery costs, and then ask people what they want to spend on a bouquet. And if you're not sure, it depends on the occasion, I'll help you with that to figure out what's an appropriate size bouquet to purchase. And for birthday, the normal price that people usually want to spend is anywhere between $50 and $100. It's very typical. So a few questions I'll ask is, who is it for? What's the occasion? Do they have a favorite color or a favorite flower that you would like me to incorporate? And then what is your budget on it? And then based on what your budget is, then I'll know how big of a bouquet to make. And I would price it out by the stem. So looking at this, I know how much all of these flowers cost, both the ones that I had to purchase and the ones I grew. So all of these have their own value. And as I'm making a bouquet, I'm choosing the vase and choosing the flowers based on what your budget is, what colors you want, and then you're going to get something that's completely unique. I can duplicate pictures as well. Sometimes that's a bit harder, because I have to order flowers by the bunch. So this, for right now at least, has been the easier way for me to operate, is to be able to grow what I can on my own and then make them to order custom. And hopefully the recipient of this will be delighted because it is very bright, very cheerful, with peonies for her birthday. So there's a quick little bouquet for you. If you have any questions on ordering, my summer is about to get crazy. I have a wedding coming up at the end of this week, and then I have them going all through until October. So things are going to get busy, but the best way to get a bouquet for me is to order ahead of time and give me the information that I just talked about. I will probably be less likely to have things just made up ahead of time just because I don't have a lot of time right now. So I will have flowers, but not as much time. So with this one, it was great to get this order because I was able to go out and cut what I needed, and I know that the flowers aren't going to go to waste too. So this is as fresh as it gets. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the flowers and learned a little bit behind the scenes with doing that tape grid and how to put the greens in. And have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching.